Let me start off with this. I'm Coach Wayne Salmans. Thanks for spending a minute with me. I'll start off with this: the 4 ways to totally screw up this year. So let me give you those first. So here's the first one. If you want to really screw up this year and mess up everything, the first way to do that is get stuck in this. Get stuck in resistance and resentment. This is huge, my friends. This is a big thing that is messing a whole lot of people up right now. Right? They're getting stuck in resistance and resentment, and it's messing them up, whether it's the NAR stuff, whether it's the market changes, whether it's the rules, right? Getting stuck in resentment and resistance is one of the best ways that you can totally screw up this year if you really want to mess yourself up, right? That is the first one. You've got to get out of resistance and resentment. You've got to realize how damaging that's actually being to your business overall. Okay, here's the second one. The second one is this. Avoid tough conversations. Now, here's what I know. Most people are avoiding tough conversations. They're avoiding conversations on a whole lot of different levels. So the first thing that they're doing is that they're avoiding conversations. Actually, let me give you these. I'll slow down and give it to you right. So here's the 3 things that they're avoiding. The first thing that they're avoiding is tough conversations with themselves. They're avoiding tough conversations with themselves. The second thing they're avoiding is tough conversations with their clients, right? They don't feel skilled enough. Maybe they've got to get better at those conversations. Maybe they need to figure out how to deliver tough news better, right? How to have more care and candor. The third thing that they're avoiding is tough conversations with their team. Right. Some of y'all need to go and talk to your team members and go, look, this year's going to be a little tough. We're going to have some significant challenges. Here's what it's going to take to win this year. And if you're willing to do that, awesome. Let's go rock and roll. If you're not willing to do that, maybe you're not a good fit for right now. Right. And then the third one, like I said, is tough conversations with you. Right. Most people are avoiding tough conversations with themselves. What am I pretending not to know? Right? What am I pretending not to know? What's a skill that I'm pretending that I don't need to go get better at tomorrow? Right? There's some things most people have most of their brilliant epiphanies in the shower because the one place that they shut up for 5 minutes and actually talk to themselves. My challenge for you is, what conversation are you avoiding with yourself? Okay, here's the third way to really screw up this year. If you want to, the third way is stay in confusion. There's so many people right now that are saying, I don't know what to do, or man, there's just so many options, or I'm so confused, or the market, and they're pretending to be confused. Maybe they actually do feel confused, but on an unconscious level, you know what you need to do. You know, I've got to talk to more people. I got to get better at my conversations. Stop pretending to be confused, because if I go to people and they go, oh man, I just don't know what to do, and I go, do you? And they go, no, I'm so lost, and I go, you probably know what to do. Like, you might know what to do, right? Because most of the time, if I ask them, what advice would you give someone else in the same position you're in right now, right? If you met someone in the same position as you right now, what advice would you give them? And they usually give brilliant advice. You know what to do. Stop pretending that you don't. And here's the fourth thing. The fourth thing that'll really mess up your year, and I'm really passionate about this one, is comparing yourself to others. Comparing yourself to others will mess you up. Now, it's okay to, one of my good friends gave me this analogy one time, and he said, it's like you're driving your car down the road. It's okay to look at the rearview mirror and check the side mirrors and things like that, and it's, see how you're doing, see what's going on outside of your vehicle. But if you stare at the rearview mirror, you stare at the side view mirrors too long, you're going to end up crashing. And that's kind of like comparison. It's okay to check in with other people and go, man, they're doing something really cool. I bet I can learn something from that. Use it as inspiration instead of comparison. The reality is, if you stare at other people too long, you're going to end up crashing. They didn't start at the same place. They're not going the same place. They don't have the same goals as you. Comparison is the greatest thief of joy. And I will tell you what, there will always be someone doing better than you. And there will always be someone who wishes and prayers to get where you are currently. Stop worrying about everybody else. Start running your own race. I guarantee you joy will begin to flood in when you stop comparing yourself to other people. Okay, let me give you the 3 things, and then I'm going to end with the one job you actually have. But here are the 3 things you can do right now in order to have a phenomenal year. So here's the first one. The first one is, let me ask you this. Do you ever feel like you're bad at time self-management? Have you ever felt that way? Go, man, I really need to improve time self-management. And then you have 1 day left before vacation. What do you like on that 1 day before vacation? You are a freaking ninja. You are amazing, right? The night before, like, I should make a list, right? You make a list and you get up early the next morning and you start going through that list. Somebody calls us, hey, do you want to have lunch? You're like, no, get behind me, Satan, right? Like, I got a list. I got stuff to do. I got a lot to do before I go on vacation tomorrow. You're better at time self-management than you give yourself credit for. You're better at learning skills than you give yourself credit for, right? You're selling yourself short. So many things we look at, we go, oh, that person's just more talented. No, they've learned a skill, right? Stop selling yourself short, because I guarantee you, if I said, hey, you get up the next 10 mornings at 5 a.m., I'll give you $1 million. I guarantee you, you'd figure out a way to get up the next 10 mornings at 5 a.m. no matter what. You probably set 15 alarms. You get up an hour earlier. You get 3 accountability partners. You know what to do. Stop selling yourself short, right? All you need is these 3 things. All you need to have any goal you want in life is these 3 things. And the 3 things are mindset, skill set, and tool set. You get your head in the right place. You get the right tools, right? And to lean into that, and you learn the skills, man, you can do anything. You can do anything, right? The second thing is, if you want to have everything you want this year, stick to it. Anybody can get excited about something. You know, they say this, enthusiasm is common. Endurance is rare, right? If you want to have an amazing year, do the things you had said you would do, even when you don't feel like doing them. Do them when the motivation wears off. We say it all the time, right? Losers wait for motivation. Winners get stuff done. Okay, let me give you this last thing. So I'm a little short on time. I'm about to jump in a coaching call. I believe this is your one job. And I'd love to know your thoughts on this. I think your one job is to keep your head in the game. I think your one job is to figure out your emotions and stay in the zone the longest. So let me give you an example of that, right? And this comes from power versus force, right? Right, low energy is hatred, sadness, jealousy, worry, apathy. How hard is it to be successful when you're in this zone? How hard is it to make sales? How hard is it to connect people? How hard is it to really win and thrive when you're in this zone? Well, we've all been, it's tough down here, right? And your job every day is to get yourself to this zone and stay there as long as you possibly can, right? Get into hope, optimism, enthusiasm. I think enthusiasm is the number one thing that evokes sales. Enthusiasm, kindness, patience. So if you look at David Hawkins' work, right, he talks about this, right? That's what underneath there is, you kind of spiral down, right? Frustration, impatience, doubt, worry, rage. You get all the way down here, guilt, jealousy, hatred, right? Not a great place. It's hard to do anything great when you're in this space. But if you go on the other side, you have, right, hopefulness, enthusiasm, passion, love. You can do almost anything when you're in that zone. So your job every day is to figure out, what's my routine? What are the things I need to do every day to get and stay in this zone? And it's like, usually it's kind of like a spiral staircase. It's step, 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 step. It's not just one big leap, right? It's little things you do. Same thing if you're going the opposite direction, right? Usually it's negative focus, negative conversation, right? It spirals down. Your job, I believe, your number one job every day is to go through some sort of routine or practice, etc., to get yourself in this zone and to stay there. Your results this year will be determined by your mindset, your tool set, your skill set, and then your level of activity, right? You gotta go do the work. All right. I hope this helps. Give me your feedback on this. The reality is, you didn't come this far to just come this far. And if you need help, reach out. Let's have a conversation. I love helping people figure out how to tap into their greatness, how to see it and give them the tools and the mindset to tap into it, to ultimately have the life that they know that they could have. So if that's you. If you want to have a conversation, send me a message right now. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. I see you. Let's have an incredible year.